Okay, let's just dive right in. We've all seen those headlines, right? Lose belly fat in 1 week. It's so tempting, but what's the real deal behind the hype? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise and break down a realistic and actually powerful plan that can kickstart some serious change in just 7 days.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's probably the first thing that popped into your head. Can you really make a noticeable difference in your midsection in such a short amount of time?
So let's just be super clear about this from the get-go. The idea that you can magically melt fat only from your stomach? Yeah, that's a myth. Your body loses fat from all over. But, and this is a big but, don't click away because that is absolutely not the end of the story. What you absolutely can do in 1 week is kick off a massive reset for your entire system. Think of this week less like a finish line and more like a launch pad. You can seriously reduce bloating, drop excess water weight, and, this is the most important part, build the momentum you need for real long-term success. Okay, before we attack the target, we need to understand it. So think of this as our mission briefing. Knowing exactly what you're up against is always the first step to a winning strategy. Now, this is so important to get. Not all belly fat is created equal. On one hand, you've got subcutaneous fat. That's the stuff right under the skin, the stuff you can pinch. But then there's visceral fat. This is the nasty stuff, deep inside, wrapped around your organs, and it's actively pumping out inflammatory junk into your body. That's the real health enemy. But here's the great news. It's also often the first to go when you start making these positive changes.
All right, mission understood. Now for the method. This is your step-by-step action plan to get that launch sequence started.
The whole week really boils down to 4 powerful connected pillars: your nutrition, your hydration, your activity, and your rest. When you get all 4 of these working together, they boost each other, creating results way faster than any one of them could on its own. Let's start with the biggest one: nutrition.
For these 7 days, your first job is elimination. We're cutting out this inflammatory trio. So added sugars and refined carbs, they spike your fat storage hormone, insulin. Processed foods, they're packed with sodium, which makes you hold on to water and feel bloated. And alcohol, well, it's just empty calories that literally hit the pause button on your body's fat-burning process. So if you're cutting all that out, what do you eat instead? You embrace these 4 power groups. Lean proteins crank up your metabolism and keep you feeling full. High-fiber veggies fight the bloat and feed all the good bacteria in your gut. Healthy fats help control your hunger hormones. And low-sugar fruits, like berries, they give you a ton of antioxidants without that nasty sugar spike.
Oh, and here's a fantastic little trick. If you're feeling a bit gassy or bloated after you eat, just sip on some ginger or peppermint tea. They're amazing natural digestive aids, and they can soothe your system almost instantly. Okay, pillar number 2, hydration. Now, this might sound totally backward, but to lose water weight, you have to drink more water. 3 liters a day is your target. You see, when your body is finally hydrated properly, it gets the signal that it's safe to let go of all that extra fluid it's been hoarding, and that leads to a flatter-looking stomach fast. And a super simple way to get a head start on this is to make it your new morning ritual. Just a big glass of warm water with a fresh squeeze of lemon. It kickstarts your digestive system and gets you well on your way to that 3-liter goal before you've even had breakfast. Pillar 3 is activity, and this plan is brilliantly simple. First, get in a daily brisk walk. This is fantastic for burning fat without spiking your stress hormones like cortisol, which can actually cause belly fat. Next, 3 full body strength sessions. This builds muscle, and muscle is like your body's metabolic engine. It burns calories even when you're just sitting around. And finally, this little trick: all-day core engagement. Just gently pulling your belly button towards your spine. It's like wearing a natural corset that improves posture and pulls everything in. And that brings us to our final pillar, and folks, please do not skip this one: rest. For this week, 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night isn't a suggestion, it's a non-negotiable command. And here's why this is so critical. When you're sleep deprived, your body makes more ghrelin, that's the "I'm hungry" hormone, and less leptin, the one that says you're full. It also ramps up cortisol, that stress hormone we talked about that's directly linked to storing fat around your middle. You simply cannot out-train or out-diet poor sleep. It's that important. So, you've put in the work, you've nailed the 4 pillars. Let's talk about the payoff. What can you actually, realistically, expect to see and feel after these 7 days? Well, you can expect a major reduction in bloating, sometimes in just a couple of days.
you'll likely see the scale drop by 2 to 5 pounds. Now, that's mostly water weight, but wow, is it motivating. You're going to have more energy, a better mood, and you will have officially started the process of true fat loss. But honestly, the biggest win of all is that powerful momentum.
Which brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. This isn't just about 1 week. This is your launch pad for real, lasting change.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. Seeing the scale go down is great, but the real victory of this week is proving to yourself that you can break that cycle. You've shown that you can take control, and that makes it so much easier to keep going.
So, what do you do on day 8? You use this week as your template. You don't have to be perfect, just aim for consistency. If you can stick to 80 or 90% of these habits most of the time, you are going to continue to see incredible results. So, you've got the plan, you've got the science, and you have proof that you can do it. You have officially launched. The only question left is, what's your next destination?